Let's do a quick recap of where we're at so far. So far, we managed to compromise our target using a struts vulnerability, and we immediately got root access. We got lucky with that, so we didn't need to escalate any privileges. However, the mission didn't stop here. We still have to find the credit card information. We still need to access the credit card database. But the server didn't appear to have any database accessible remotely. However, when we did our initial post-exploitation discovery, we found out that there were at least 2 services running that are not accessible remotely. And these were the SSH service and the MySQL service. So we formulated a theory that the SSH service is running. However, there might be something in the configuration file that we need to change for us to be able to access this host remotely using SSH. Keeping in mind as well the other piece of information that we gathered from the Nmap scan, the fact that there was a port that appeared to be closed and protected by a firewall. So after we compromised the host, we tried to get an interactive shell and we were successful in doing that. However, the interactive shell was without a terminal, so we weren't able to use Nano to have a look at the SSH config and edit it. So right now I'm going to try and find a way around this. I'm going to find a way to edit the SSH config without using Nano. Let's see how can we do that. Here's the plan. I'm planning to download the SSH config from the target machine to my Kali. And on my Kali, of course, I'll be able to edit it in whichever way I want. And then I want to upload it from my Kali back to the target machine and replace the running SSH config file. Let's see if that's possible. I'll do a quick cat of the SSHD config file. And I'll copy it. And then on my Kali, in the web server directory, I'm going to create a file with the same name. I'll paste the content that I copied from the target machine onto my Kali, and then I'll go ahead and I'm going to change the permit root login from no to yes. So now if I'm able to successfully upload this file back onto my target, I would have changed the config file to allow remote root login. To be able to do that, of course, I need to start the Apache service on my Kali machine. I'll go back to the target machine, and I'm going to create a copy of the original SSHD config file. I can do that using the move command. Now, on the target machine, I'm going to use wget to go and fetch the SSH config from my Kali and upload it to the target machine. So I'll do wget http, the IP address of my Kali machine, and the name of the file. Oops, it looks like I made a small mistake typing the IP address. Let me try that again. wget http, the correct IP address this time, and the name of the file. And here we go. I managed to successfully wget the file from Kali to the target machine. Now if I do cat on the file again, I'll see that I managed to successfully upload the edited file. So now to get the new configuration in effect, I of course need to restart the SSH service. So I'll do service SSH restart. Let me do a quick Nmap scan again and see if that made any difference. So I'll go back to my Kali. I'll do Nmap -v for verbose, -p22 for the SSH port, and the IP address of my target machine. And I get back the result saying that the port is filtered. Interesting. So now it looks like the SSH service is running. However, the port is being protected by a firewall. Let's see in the next video if we can do something